Hey, friends. Yay, we did it. We went live. We even had a timer. Super exciting. I am going to jump right in and I'm going to talk to you about the secrets to goal achievement because I want to be honor your time. And I really think it's going to take me less than 20 minutes to tell you what I told some friends this last weekend. It took us a little longer because we had tech issues and we had questions. But now, here, let's just dive in. Let's just dive in. So, here we go. The secrets to achieving goals. The secret to achieving goals, because it really is about one thing. And we will begin in the beginning, which is with my crisis. This is really my origin story and where I started planning and why I needed to plan. And it was me being a mom to little ones who needed to eat every day. And my husband came home and would be like, "Hey, what's the plan for dinner?" And after a long day of just trying to keep them alive, I was so discouraged that I didn't even have a plan for dinner. And that's really where it began for me. That's all I needed. I needed to be able to feed my family and I needed to have a plan. And it didn't have to be a fancy plan. I could just do peanut butter and jelly. And so that's where it begins for me. And I don't know where it begins for you. I don't know what you're feeling that you need to make time for, if it's for working out, if it's for reading, if it's for studying the Bible, if it's for spending time with people. There's something in you that wants to do something different and you need to just interrupt this cycle, right? You need to do something different if you want different results. And so whatever it is, it has to be obviously in line with your values. And if maybe it's a goal that you want to work on. And so that's a great place to start. So you begin with values, you begin with focused goals, which is what I call really the goals that I am working for in kind of 90-day chunks, my focused goals. And so that's where we begin. I'm going to assume that you have a goal. You're trying to accomplish something, and I want to help you be intentional and I want to help you reach that goal. Because maybe you've spent some time writing out your goals and you know what you want to do. And that's good for you to have written out goals and have even maybe thought about your motivations and why you want to achieve these new things. But really, we will not. I love this quote from James Clear, and this is from Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you will fall to the level of your systems. So, yes, have the goals, dream big, but then also you need to put things underneath to bolster you up so that you can then reach these goals. So, this is where I want to help you. This is the secret. You need to develop a weekly planning rhythm. You need to have this time in your schedule that you have set aside to do weekly planning. So you can start with maybe an hour to work it down to maybe half an hour, depending how much you're doing in there. But that's a good place to begin. So that's very important. So what I want to do is just kind of help you with that today. And the very first thing that you need is to decide when you're going to do it. Some of this seems kind of obvious, but maybe just this is where you need to have somebody guide you, and I want to hold your hand and say, pick a time to do it. Back when I had those little kids and I was trying to figure out meal plan, I was doing it on Sunday nights because I had a Monday where I could shop, meal prep. So my Mondays were a little bit flexible for me to be able to still do a lot on a Monday. As they've gotten older and as I've worked even with professionals that are trying to juggle, 9 to 5 and taking care of things at home, we have found that Fridays are really good because if you're planning on a Friday, you're looking at, as I will tell you in a bit, you're going to look back at the week behind you and it's sort of just finished, right? If on a Friday, your week just ended, if you have a typical schedule, of course, but then you have the weekend to prepare for the following week. So I advocate, I personally do my planning on Friday, but just some people do it Saturday morning because that's when everyone's asleep and it's not a normal morning, right? Because kids are not going to school. And that's when they're planning. So whatever works for you, pick a time, make an appointment make an appointment with yourself for this time. Put it on your calendar, set an alarm, tell somebody maybe, how are you going to keep this appointment? Because this is important. This is where it really gets critical because obviously if you're not doing this weekly planning, then you cannot get into this rhythm of being intentional each and every week. So that's the first part is when are you going to do it, and then make a commitment for that. The second thing to do is to just gather all the things you're going to need. So think through even now, make a list of what you're going to need to have with you. You need all your calendars. That's personal things, anything that's related to your family, maybe work related, church related, school related, any of that that's going to affect your following week, your plans. Have that accessible. If you did spend time writing goals down, you want to have all of that accessible, because that's a time for you to reconnect with your motivations for why you're going after things. Any information on projects, because when it comes to planning the actual practical steps of goals and projects, it's pretty much the same. You have to make the time to take the steps to accomplish the things so that you reach your goals. And then obviously any emails or anything where people are asking you for your time or they need something from you, be gathering all of that and looking at it at one place. Sometimes I think people will obviously need an answer quickly. And when they ask for something, you could say, let me look at my calendar, and you look at it quickly. But sometimes it's good to have some time to evaluate, especially if it's a long-term request for your time, serving on a team for that, for example. So you want to have all that ready so that when you sit down, you can do this planning time. So I'm going to give you more on this, on the how of doing it, the practical how. In a little bit, I'll give you all kind of flesh these out. But basically, we're going to look back at the last 7 days because we want to, again, learn from that. We want to see what happened. We want to recognize things and just be very aware. Self-awareness is super important if you're trying to be intentional and trying to grow. You want to be aware. And so you want to look back at that, and then you're going to look forward based on what you have in front of you. Obviously, we cannot tell the future, but as far as you can tell, you're going to have plans that you make, and those are good to do. And then really the how of being consistent is really important because, again, it's going to develop a pattern and a rhythm so that you can get some work done and get some traction on some of these things. All right, because I love this quote by Soren Kierkegaard, which is life can only be understood backwards, right? You can only look back and see what has happened in reality, but you must live it forward. So the plan or the goal is for you to take all that stuff from the past and have it inform your future, not hold you back, not let it be baggage, but have it help you. Okay, so we want to learn. All right, first step, we want to look back. Looking back is about noticing what happened, celebrating wins. So of course it means that your daily task that you are documenting what you're doing, because you are going to, again, take a moment once a week and look back and say, how did it go? What went well? What can I celebrate? Because you do want to celebrate. Some personalities, mine included, I just want to go, go, go. And I sometimes forget to celebrate what went well, what was good. So you want to take time to do that on a regular basis. Notice what happened, celebrate your wins. Also assess kind of how it went. How did you work? What was great? Like you're like, that day I was firing on all cylinders and I was doing all these things. And it's because I did this, because I, didn't get on my phone right away. It's because I, had appointments with people. And when I meet with people, it energizes me. So I really got a lot of work done. So start paying attention to the things that make you feel great and be very productive. And then also look back when things didn't go so well and ask what happened there and how can I avoid that? How can I arrange my life so that I'm not having those kinds of days? So you learn on both sides, on the good and on the bad. And then I always talk about catching all the loose tasks. So all of the things that you didn't get to, you want to pull forward and not lose. Like, when people say things that just fell off my plate or that just fell through the cracks, like those things are what you're trying to avoid. So you want to catch all of that and bring it forward. And sometimes you look at a task that didn't get done and really it's expired. Like it's something that no longer is applicable or relevant, but something in your mind just closes the loop. Like, oh, I didn't do that and I don't need to do that. And later, when I think about it, I can remember that I acknowledged that it didn't get done and that it didn't have to be done, right? There's something psychologically that happens. You want to catch all the loose tasks and it helps your peace of mind. Okay. Oops, did I not go forward? What's happening? All right. So being consistent, this can look like you using a tracker. So maybe you have just a regular calendar, and every time you have your planning time, you get a check mark. Maybe you add a marble to a jar, and after you have so many, you go and get yourself a treat. I don't know. Whatever will help you track it. Text a friend. For me, I always need to involve other people, which is really me putting this on live was me getting using you guys as accountability, right? So I just let somebody know that I was going to do something. So if you have a friend that maybe also wants to do this rhythm, you say, hey, let's together get on this tracking. Let's together be planning weekly. And then you can work with others. And that is just like real time, side to side, face to face. Maybe you're on technology. You say, hey, let's jump on Zoom and just do this planning. You're at your house, I'm at my house. We're taking this time to plan. And we're not talking to each other, but we're just holding each other accountable because we're both showing up to do it. And then there's even software, an app, a service that is called FocusMate that obviously I'm not being paid to mention, and I think they still exist. But basically, you jump on and you're with a stranger. There's of course rules governing everything, but you show up and you're like, "Hi, I'm going to be working on my plan for the week," and they might say, "I'm going to work on this marketing campaign," or "I'm going to crochet this blanket." People use it for different reasons, but the point is they make an appointment with another person and they are showing up and doing the thing that they want to do. So show up with other people in person, virtually, even strangers, but get it done. Be consistent. Because the benefits are this. The benefits are that you can see your week at a glance. You can see what you're going into. You are that thing goes away where you're like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I didn't get this, or I totally forgot to buy this supply that my kid needed, or I just missed that lunch, or I missed that appointment. That kind of goes away when you can see it all and you can prepare yourself for what's coming. It gives you peace of mind because again, you have visibility. You see what's coming, you're in control. Okay, life happens, things interrupt you, but when you see it all, you can say, well, that emergency just blew up my Tuesday, but I can move this thing that I know I need to do this week over here on Thursday morning because I have some time. So I do help my clients not get overscheduled because you do want to have some margin to move things around. And that's why you want to look at the week at a glance. You look at all in one place. And then also it gives you confident boundaries that you can look at your calendar and you can say, no, I can't because I'm full. Like you can look on your paper, you can look on wherever you made your plan and say, nothing else will fit. Or you can answer with you know what? I can help you on a Thursday morning at this time. And that's a yes that feels good, right? My alarm goes off. I use alarms. Sorry about that. But anyway, this will help you make progress on your goals because your yeses will be yes, your no's will be no. You'll have visibility. You'll be prepared. You want to plan strategically. I think I missed a slide. But you want to plan strategically for travel time. I almost want to go back because I feel like I forgot to talk about that. It's right here. Did I not say this? I don't think I did. Step 2, look forward. We're going to account for reality, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like you're looking at your calendar, you're looking at the appointments that are definitely happening, and then you're scheduling the next steps for your goals. You're planning strategically. You're writing yourself little notes. I used to say, okay, I'm going to have dinner this day. I'm going to make some chicken, so I need to pull it out of the freezer the day before. You're, again, being intentional with everything. I'm going to go see my friend. It's this far away. I need to plan for this much travel time. Like you're looking at it. You're planning kind of holistically, okay? That was my second step that I missed. You look back, you learn, you look forward, you look at reality, and then you stay consistent. And then you're just going to begin each week on purpose. And you're going to be full of grace for yourself when you screw up the presentation that you're doing live. So this will stay on. It'll be on. It'll be live. Hopefully it's helpful to you. I don't know. I can't even have a timer for how long it lasted. 15 minutes. Let me know on the comments or wherever you're watching this. I'll come back and look. And if there's anything more I can do to help you, let me know. All right. Thanks.